Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel. We devote this channel mostly to help you grow your retirement account, your 401k, your IRA, and all of the retirement accounts. So the goal is to provide information and tips and tricks that really help you to improve the performance of your uh, 401k account and all other accounts so that way you can retire early and extend your money longer so that way you don't run out of money in retirement. The other thing is also designed for people that are now investing in the stock market. And the main point is that you cannot achieve, or it be so difficult to achieve your retirement goal or financial stability if you don't invest in the stock market, because that's where the money is. That's where the big guys are making the money. So you need to join them too. Okay. So in this video, quickly, I'm going to walk us through uh, I'm going to look at how do you join the 401k club, or how do you turn your paycheck to $1 million. So I know a lot of people contribute to their 401k that is provided by the employer. Other contributed to contribute to their 401(k). I think those in public sector. So whichever one you contribute to, one of the goals that a lot of people think is not possible is actually growing their 401k to 1 million plus. Seriously, it is challenging, okay, but it's doable, okay. I'm not saying that it's easy to achieve, but it's possible. People are doing it. So the purpose of this video is to walk you guys through things that can help you to achieve that. By the grace of God, I was able to do it, or I'm able to do it. So I'm just going to walk you through things that work for me, so you also can do the same. Okay, let's do this. And by the way, so the first thing here is that, a lot of people just, you look at your 401k account and you see that it's not growing well, and you're not even getting close to 1 million, and you don't think it's possible. So seriously, people are doing it, and you guys going to see, it's possible to get to that point if you follow some certain principle. Okay, the reality is that if you are disciplined and you contribute very well, and you match your employer contributions, and also you pay attention to what stock you invest in and mutual fund you invest in, that will really help you to get there. Okay. So, and also to show you guys currently, and this is as of 2025, over 654,000 on average, or 64,000 millionaires through their 401k, and the number continue to grow. Seriously, people are achieving that. For those that have done it, on average, they invested over 30 years. So in essence, what I'm saying is that, turning your 401k to $1 million is not something that happened overnight, okay? It's consistent, contribution and patience, okay? And by the way, these 654,000 people that have done it represent less than 5%. And by the way, these numbers mostly, we got this number mostly from Fidelity and from Wall Street. So uh, kudos to them for providing that information. So now, one thing that you're going to see is that one of the critical keys to make this happen is consistency, is really the power of, we call it the power of time, means that it takes quite a while, to really get there. So, but it's, again, it's not possible. On average, you need that 30%, 30 years. So that means patience and keeping the money there and checking what you invested in. These are critical things. So next, I'm going to walk us through some of the key things that are, really important. So number one is to get to to join the club. We call them the 401k Millionaire Club. First of all, you got to start early, okay? So it means, most people start working in their 20s, okay? So if you are fortunate to get a job in your 20s, that's when you need to start investing. Because, like I said, it takes on average 30 years to get there. So the earlier you start, the better. And not only that you start working, but also making sure that you contribute. Like a lot of people that have achieved it, on average, they've contributed at least 10 to 15% of their salary, okay, including the employer match, okay. So the first thing is making sure that you find out if your company have this 401k matching. Almost every company does, but not every. So yeah, if they do, then if you add what they're contributing to yours, it should be between 10 and 15%. So again, that's average. If you can do more than that, that'd be really good. The other thing is that, make sure that you match your employer contribution. So for example, if your employer is contributing 5%, make sure you know what it takes to get that 5%. Don't leave money on the table. The other thing is, set everything to do through your payroll, so you don't have to remember that. The good news is most companies does that already. All you have to do is go to your 401k, select how much you're going to contribute, and it's done automatically every month. So leave it like that. The other thing is you let it go. You need time, okay? You need time to get there. So continue to contribute. And the other thing is, if possible, try not to take loan from it, because that's also another thing. But I know sometimes, somebody might be emergency and you might need your 401k, some money from it. But yeah, if you take a loan from it, make sure you return it back. And also another thing that will really help is, when you put your 401k, make sure you know what stocks and mutual funds that your money is in. Okay. So depending on where you are in your age, if you are below 50, it's always good to invest heavily in growth stock. So if you look at your 401k, they have different mutual funds. So look for mutual funds that is really growth stocks that have companies like Nvidia, like Microsoft, like Google. These are companies that grow faster. So it's going to grow your wealth faster as well. So when you're doing your allocation, make sure that if you are under 50, your allocation 60 or 70% is in growth stock. So that way it's grow faster. But if you are over 55, that's when you need to adjust it, okay? You don't want to be very aggressive in growth stocks, because if the market correct or crash, it's going to take a while for you to recover back, okay? So that's one of the rules. So now I'm going to take them one by one. So the first thing is just making sure to start early. Like you guys can see, it takes a while to contribute this. You're going to see that even if you look at the example that I have here, so if you invest in your 25 when you start, if you start at the age of 25, and by the time you're like in your 60, that's 35 years. Yeah, definitely that would be really huge. You can contribute little by little. But if you start in your 40s, so that means you've missed, about 15 years. So you have to more or less catch up. Okay. That somebody like me, that's what happened. I didn't start investing heavily in my 401k till my 40s. So I had to really catch up and add more percentage. The other thing, and I'm going to also explain some other things I did that really works for me. So anyway, the goal is to start early, start contributing early, and that will really help. The other thing is, contribute significant portion of your money to your 401k or your retirement account, because, on average, for those people that have achieved it, they contributed between 10 to 15% of their money, including for their employer match. Don't forget that. So if your employer doesn't do that much matching or half or whatever, this number will increase depending on how much you're contributing. So again, it takes discipline to do this. You just have to. I know there's so many expenses, things that you want to spend money on. Ability to control your spending and contribute more to this will really help. The other thing is, don't leave money on the table. That's it. It means that find out once you start a job, find out first of all when you can start getting that 401k matching from your employer, and find out what is the percentage they can match. Okay. Please match dollar to dollar. Okay. Make sure that you're not leaving anything on the table. Okay. So otherwise, you're missing some money. The other thing is automatic, which is really good. Most company does that. Once you select your contribution, so maybe every month or every time that they do it, they do it automatically. So just leave it, let it grow. The only thing I recommend is make sure that you actually check where you're invested in, because that's also one of the reasons why people struggle to get to million. The other thing is, is about time, compounding. So compounding simply means that, if you have $5 today, it becomes $10 tomorrow, then that means, the return is going to be over that $10 instead of $5. Anyway, I don't want to spend so much on compounding. What it does mean is that the more years you are in the market, and the better, the greater, as you guys can see here, how it grows from 10 years here, it just exploded due to compounding. Okay. Continue to stay there. Invest for a long time. That's it. Make sure you're not one of those that keep taking money from your 401k. You gotta leave the money there, because the money is supposed to be for your retirement or for emergencies. So again, it takes 10, 30 years. You gotta be patient. You're not gonna get to 1 million overnight. So it takes some time. Okay. Now, how long it takes, again, it depends on you and what you're contributing. So again, if you only contributing, and a good example, if you contributing just 5%, I mean, if you contributing and you're only getting 5% return, well, that's also another point. It's not only how much you contribute, it's also how well your portfolio is doing. And that's where we come in, somebody like us, that, you need to adjust your portfolio based on your age and making sure that what you have in them, it really matches your goal. Because look at this, for example, if you only get 5% return, it's going to take you 46 years. That's a lot. And think about it. If you get 8 to 10% return, it's about 30 to 35 years. And if you get 7 returns, it's about 38 years. So in essence, what I'm saying to you guys is that really, it's not only about how much you contribute, is how well your portfolio is doing. That's why it's good to have a good financial advisor that can help you adjust your portfolio accordingly. So what I'm saying to you is that, make sure that when you contribute in, number one, your age, making sure if you are less than 55 years old, be aggressive, use the growth stocks. If you are over 55, then you need to reduce it, because if something happens, you can lose the money and you might not have enough time to do it. The other thing I always recommend is, looking at your portfolio at least once a year. Look at the mutual fund you assign or you have allocated and adjust them, because market goes up and down. So if you can do, we call it portfolio rebalancing, would be really helpful to get to 1 million. And again, the number continue to grow. Seriously, that means it's possible. You can do it too. All you have to do is just keep to your strategy. Think about long term. Don't continue to contribute, and as much as possible, make sure you're contributing well. And yeah, you can start today. It doesn't, especially if you're those of you that are just starting out, even in your 40s and your 50s, you can still, adjust your portfolio. Only that you got to contribute more. That's number one. Number two, you have to make sure your portfolio is, done properly. Okay. And these are some of those things. Make sure you check the status. Don't just invest, put money in your 401k and let it go. Autopilot doesn't work. Make sure you checking what your money is being invested, because keep in mind the return of your portfolio will also determine how long it's going to take you to get there. So adjust your portfolio, review it annually. I encourage everybody, if you need help to do that, just post me on this channel. By the way, subscribe, like this channel. I have a lot of stuff, experiences I can share. So if you need help, just reach out. Again, lastly, just keep in mind, I did it. Over 650,000 people have done it, and they're still doing it. Millionaires I make every day through the 401k. The key thing is you have to really start early, making sure that your investment is invested in the right mutual funds, and, just consistency, make it happen. So please like and subscribe to this channel. So here about, as I wrap this up, so again, the goal of this is just to provide what happened this week in the stock market and how you can help you grow your wealth. So please come back to this channel. What we really, really, we have over 20 years of experience here in investment. We understand what's going on, and we've used the same information to grow our wealth. So we just try to encourage you to do the same.